Hey guys, we're going to be doing something different today. We are going to be looking at a small community within Heroes of the Storm that I hope to make it a little bit bigger because it's kind of fun to get creative about things. And this community is the speedrunning community. And if you guys don't know what a speedrun is basically trying to do a task in a game, potentially doing the entire game, in the shortest amount of time possible. And the older a game is, the more creative people tend to get, and people come up with glitches and different ways to skip different mechanics so you can speed things up. It's always fascinating to watch speedruns because you get to watch people who have put hundreds of hours into coming up with new strategies and making adaptations for it. With that being said, I do want to share a little bit of my adventure in attempting to speedrun this particular section, which is the veteran introduction. So if you guys aren't familiar with the veteran introduction, there's a spot in Heroes of the Storm where you click challenges and you do a veteran introduction. You start out as Vala, and it teaches you how to attack minions. It teaches you how to interrupt abilities. Then you play as Zeratul, and it teaches you how to get kills and soak lanes. The entire tutorial, many of us have had to do it multiple times if we're making new accounts, but we usually just skip past it, press escape, and move on. But for the people that do have to do it all the time or want to do it all the time, there is a speedrunning community out there for it, with the current world record being 2 minutes and 33 seconds. Second place is 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Third place is 2 minutes and 49 seconds. And it kind of goes down from there, with the most recent additions being the top two additions. So I wanted to try this one out because it's short and it seems easy to do without too much changes in it. And I decided to show you guys my final attempt on it because there were a lot of things that I made changes on. And I was going to show you guys a little bit some of the changes that I made. So the first thing that I did was on Vala, you need to take out a boss, and then you need to fight 3 people. So I adjusted my talents because in order to take out the boss the fastest, we need to make sure we have Monster Hunter. And then neither one of these talents really helps speed up the boss. So then you need to take Creative the Hunter. You're only really going to get 2 W's off the entire time, but you're going to get a lot more auto attacks. So increasing your auto attacks by 10% is usually more valuable than the first W doing no benefit and the second W doing maybe 40% more damage. Level 7, Repeating Arrow allows you to get the most value out of Monster Hunter, which speeds up the boss, which is the kind of the longest thing that you have to deal with. And then you take Rain of Vengeance so that you can interrupt the mosh pit on the next part, so your team can start helping you out. Then you have to play Zeratul, and what I found is when I was playing Zeratul, I would lose a lot of time mounting to get between lanes, and so what I wanted to do was I used Move Unseen, as well as I used Seeker in the Dark. So the first 3 seconds of when I was leaving a fight, I was moving 30% more faster. And then I would go stealth 1 second faster, and that would mean that I would go stealth within 3 seconds. And then I would move 30% faster while I'm stealth. So I never needed to mount up, and I was always moving at mount speed, because the cleave range doesn't do anything, and this quest is going to take too long to stack, so I don't take either of those 2 talents. I ended up going with the attack speed talent just because I was hoping that I could destroy a turret. I wasn't able to destroy a turret, but it was worth a shot because there's nothing else to do with your time in between the respawns of the enemy heroes. But Psionic Strength could speed up your kill time a little bit, but I found that the attack speed bonus was enough to speed up the kill time. And then this ended up being my Zeratul build for the third part of it. So let me go over and you guys can watch my my speed run of this, and I can show you the time that I got, and then maybe I challenge you guys to see if you can beat my time and potentially beat the other world record holder. So in this particular case, I'm going to start off, and I don't have an automatic timer, so I do manually click the timer to start, which saves me, it gives me 1 free second, and then at the end I manually click it, which then evens it out. It does take me a little bit longer to turn it off, so I probably actually am a little bit lower than the time that I got it at, but I'm going to click play, and I'm going to just talk over what I do in these different areas. So the timer officially starts when you click press any key. So I clicked a button, then I clicked press any key. I interrupted the cutscene. I instantly picked all of my talents by using the control key and the tilde button to pick all of my hearted talents, my favorited talents. I have my mouse where the start button will be, and I'm I'm just spamming left click. You're going to see I immediately click the start button. And now I need to make sure that I get my Q, E, Q, W, and then I need to stutter step so that I get out of the boss's AoE. So right here, we have the Q, E, Q, W, and then I stutter step to get out of the boss's AoE. Then from here, I'll be able to throw out the second QEQ. And currently, I checked my time. I am faster paced than the boss and the world record holder. And so once again, we need to skip one more cutscene right here. So I skip this cutscene. I pick all of my talents. I click start immediately. And now I need to Q, move up with an E this time, and then use an Alt and a W and another Q, all within about a second. Now that I've interrupted Mosh Pit, these guys will start assisting me. I get the extra damage off, and my extra Q was bouncing around getting more value, and we're able to take out this Nazebo. The world record holder did this a tad faster than me. I think he interrupted the mosh earlier, which allowed his team to help out. In this case, I interrupt one more cutscene. I pick all of my talents. It ended up bugging out, so I had to pick them all again. I click start. Maybe lost a second in trying to pick my talents the second time. But watch how well the extra movement speed and stealth allows me to move around this fight very quickly. So the first thing that I do is I go down to the bottom lane because Raynor can often get kills on his own in the top lane. And Raynor also pushes a little bit more. My hope was to destroy one turret, kind of set myself ahead. So we go up here and I get my first kill and I use my W to get the extra movement speed. I use my E to dash. And then when my extra movement speed ends, I also get the movement speed and stealth from the trade. I use this to push out this lane a little bit faster. And I take a couple tower shots here because I do want to get this extra attack damage and attack speed and try to take out this turret. I realized pretty quickly that I was wasting a little bit too much time, and I'm probably not going to be able to do that. But I did get an extra W off, so I got the extra movement speed, and now I'm going to be able to head down and deal with Greymane. We take out Greymane rather quickly. I use my Vorpal Blade to get back in, finish off the kill. Once Uther died, I realized I had to stay in bottom lane to get that soak, so I head back down here. I get the soak, and then I start heading up to top lane, and in this case, the challenge gets completed. I got it around, and it looks like right as the frame where it says the experience is complete, I was probably at about 238. Then we add in that extra. I was probably a little bit earlier than that. Let me actually pause where I was at when the second that happens. I get 2 auto attacks on the turret. There. Yeah, 238. We add the 1 second that I gave myself at the start of the run. Because oh no, I clicked the timer first. Yeah, so I'm counting an extra second. So we're actually at 237 for the speed run. And so those are the adaptations that I made. I'd like to see what adaptations you guys make to beat not only my time, but also to beat the current world record holder, who is sitting at 2 minutes and 33 seconds. If you guys want, I'll add an extra area in my Discord, and if I don't add an extra area, just add it into the HotS media section on my Discord. I'd love to see where you guys end up with in your speed run. If you guys want to attempt any of the other speed runs, they're pretty fun, but right now I'm curious to see if you guys can come up with ways to speed up this particular speed run. I'd like to see us get it below 2 minutes. I don't know exactly how that would be done, but sometimes speedrunners get pretty creative. On top of that, some of the other ones that I've been interested in are these level speedruns, and these ones are essentially you just go to a level and you try to beat the level as fast as possible. And so 6 minutes on something like Hanamura. Naturally, things like Braxis are going to be a lot shorter because you're fighting against no bots, so it's easy to win the objective, and then someone like Sylvanas can turn off the structure. So the objective spawn's about 130, and you can kind of go from there. But I'd really like you guys to try out the introduction, the veteran introduction one, because that's one that I tried out, and give this speedrunning community a shot. It seems pretty cool, and I also want to give a thank you to LD and Freeze457 for keeping this moderated, and I'm also sorry if you start getting a whole bunch of submissions that you have to watch. But either way, thank you guys for watching. Feel free to check out my other videos. If you like this style of video where I kind of just try something new, go in a different direction, I might do a couple of these a month just for fun. And this one just seemed like a really fun one of me attempting to get a world record in Heroes of the Storm. So that was pretty much it. But yeah, so I ended up officially, well, unofficially getting second. I haven't actually submitted this run, but I'll submit it and see if they accept it because I think it would be pretty. I think it would be pretty funny. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and feel free to check out my other videos.